Everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Roll Charisma, where we have the best. I guess I always say all of our guests are the best, but they totally are anyway.
Well, we know the best. What can we say?
I know. Like, we have some cool friends. Anyway, we've got GamerMomLuna on first. She's going to come up here shortly and hang with us, and we're super excited about that. And she's like a professional. You've seen her be interviewed or interviewee, but now, no. She was the interviewer, now the interviewee, so stay tuned for that. And then we have McSherrie, our fantastic mod, and Beatrix in the Sparrows coming up as well. But before we do that, let's go over to Mac Jackal Ranger with the Roll for Chaos recap.
Here we go.
Thanks, Shan. Thanks, Steven. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, I'm Mac, and while I'm out hunting Raptor, I'm going to be doing the recap for Dreams of Silver and Stone. We're still a little disjointed at this point in the series, as the party is still yet to get together, but I guarantee you it happens this episode. Clay's doing well for themselves, managing to find transport via Hopper, but in the strangest way possible. See, he happens upon a chancer, if you will, going by the name of Brownie. At least, that's the name they decide on. More power to them. Clay being clever, though, he sets up a distraction that ends up in Brownie ending up with the property she's hiding on. Pretty crafty, I'd say. But it's not all sunshine and roses, as over in Stuckfoot, a battle rages on. You see that old standoff with Patchy and Kiara? Well, that's escalated into a full-blown war. Know who hasn't been much help either. Well, he's been a lot more help than most, actually. See, know who's come across Nova and Kaizen, mid-run from the bugs, and actually manages to get them inside the walls. So at this point in Stuckfoot, we got bugs converging, we got a mad scientist, a scientist with a test subject frozen in their room, and men are hell-breaking loose. No sooner do I say these words to you that battle starts breaking out in the front. Guards start dying left and right, and the party manages to converge over on Patchy's house. Not too bad, though, as the only thing that seems to be on fire at this point, other than the bush that Kiara set, would be Patchy's house. Which ain't too bad, considering. No sooner do they got the fire under control that Clay actually meets with the party. That's where the real fun starts, my friends. Yep. Oh, yeah, she saw me. She's getting help. That's not important. Anyways, the recap for Sparrows. So we join back up with the crew of the Sparrows as they're on their way back to the ship. They managed to figure out where Sylvia is, and they're already halfway there. The problem is, the noble... let's just say, he's got the workers invested in all of this. You see, his words, not mine. Take them in, take them alive, or you lose your paycheck. Needless to say, I'd be a little bit invested too overlord in the mines ended up threatening my pay for capturing a fugitive. Heck, I'm pretty sure I'd assist security in some fashion. But enough about me. So, Sparrows take up defensive positions, the Lesrin at the doors, the helmsman with them, making sure that one of the main routes ends up getting barred. And everything seems to be going well. Bee's managed to charm her way into the hold where they're keeping Sylvia, the Siltech. Who gave her the name Sylvia? I don't know. But it works. Now that said, Cutlass is there with them, dealing with the guards as he goes. So, we got one half of the team taking care of the treasure. Meanwhile, we got the other half in the mother of all combat arenas. We got one door blocked. We got at least 6 war machines in play. And it's not letting up. It gets to the point where Red Iron accidentally hits a crystal, sets it off, like a grenade almost. Crazy Crouton jumps on it, like a grenade of sorts. Amos is having none of that, so they respond in proper Lesser kind. With a little bit of rage and a whole lot of fire. They manage to get so upset that this carries over to the helmsman, normally cool under pressure. Just, They make short work of the team on the main level, just as a second team pops in. Clarion, being the ever-analytical badass she is, manages to make her way up top to the platform where the elevator's coming down and actually clog it up. Just in time for Red Iron to cut the chain above. BFG style with the shoulder cannon. I'm not making this stuff up. Go back and watch it. This is intense. I may be a bit biased, though. So at this point, we have all hell breaking loose inside of a meteorite in deep space. They've lost contact with the ship. And they've managed to charm their way into the hold. Security's hot on their tail. And they've managed to secure the package and get out of there. It's intense. They're navigating hazards. They're navigating enemies. And eventually gets to the point where they make it to the wrong drop-off point and have to hold out for a little bit. But thinking fast, they actually managed to secure the environment just long enough to get out there in one piece. Some reports say that they actually brought one of the guards with them, but you'll have to look and see for yourself. Back to you guys.
I feel like that wasn't very cut and dry as what happened to him, but it was a fantastic recap. So thank you for that.
A lot happened last week. It feels like we always think he's gonna be dead, and then he's not. So I'm gonna go with optimism.
This time it's a cliffhanger. We'll have to tune in next week.
Be fine. Okay, so everybody, welcome GamerMomLuna onto the show.
Yeah.
It's me. It's me.
Love it. We are so happy that you were here, and
I'm so happy I am here.
we have not gotten to hang out forever.
I know, it's been a really long time. I was actually just saying that to somebody earlier. I was like, I feel like the pandemic hit and just life happened and everything went nuts in my world, and then I stopped talking to everybody, and then she was like, come hang out, and I was like, oh my god, yes, please.
Well, there's been a lot. I mean, in the 2 years I think we've known each other, there's been a lot of restructuring, a lot of different places than we started.
I know, it's true.
All stuff, but we've built these awesome people around us, so we're doing all right.
Facts. It's all good.
Miss Mr. Steven, would you like to explain to the audience and probably maybe Gamer Mom Luna how we do how we do the
Of
things?
course, darling. So, welcome to Roll Charisma, the game show where the dice decide and the guests are the stars. So, therefore, your fate now lies in this single D20.
Unless she wants to roll her own.
Unless you want to roll your own, then it can lie in yours. That is up to you. What is your choice?
I would like to roll my own because I was literally just saying beforehand I never get to use my own dice anymore.
Well, I'll tell you what. Then.
Strong, independent woman. She roll her own dice.
I don't need
That's
nobody else's dice, man.
Ooh, that's right. All right, so we are going to be going into the icebreaker section. This is more open-ended questions to kind of get to know you and kind of be able to navigate conversations in a wider way than the lightning round later on. So go ahead and give us a roll, and I will read your first question.
6.
Number 6. If you could interview any figure from history, who would it be, and what would you ask them?
Okay, so this is a loaded question, but I'm gonna give you the honest answer because this is what I answer for whenever I've been asked this question. I would go back into history and I would interview Jesus, and I would say, "Is it all real?"
I love that. Yes. Okay.
So
Straight up, hit me with the real talk.
right? Like,
Yes.
bring it on, man. Like, that's what I mean. Honestly, like, I just tell it to me straight, man. Like,
Serious. Yeah.
I will-
Revelations or no? Yeah.
Yeah, like, are you just like some cool hippie dude in sandals, or are you doing some miracles? Like, what's
like
happening?
I'm okay either way. I officially call myself an agnostic, so like,
Fair.
whatever.
That's a really good response for an agnostic. You're like, I'd actually like to know. I would like to change my Facebook status relationship from agnostic to confirmed or denied.
Like one way or the other. Like, just let me know.
Love that. It's probably the smartest answers ever for that question.
I've actually really given that question a lot of thought over the years, and that's the one I always come back to. Is like, just so I could say, like, is this all real? Like, did they get this right? Like, show them the Bible. Like, is this accurate, or is this like a
See
You
the
know,
red? Did you say that?
This is the
did you say this part?
And if you did, what the fuck, man?
Right? Exactly.
Context, Jesus.
Exactly. That's awesome. I love it. Actually, Steven just wrote that question, so it's
I did.
perfect that you already had an answer, because I was like, that might put people on the spot, but
Oh no, I was ready. Like, let's go.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
All right. Okay, roll again, and I will read your next question.
Okie dokie. Let's see. 12.
12. Ooh, if you could have the power of teleportation right now, where would you go and why?
Florence, Italy, because it is my favorite place on the planet.
And it's sinking.
I
Yeah,
know.
better get
It's
there while
really
you can.
sad. I got to go back in when did I go? It was 2000. It was like in 2000. It was like the tail end of 2000, and they were just making the switch over to the euro, so it was really great because the dollar to euro conversion was like identical, so something would be marked like
Ooh.
12 euros, and I'd be like, great, that's $12. I understand this one. So
I can do this.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
but it was just a really, really cool city to visit. Like, there's just so much art and history and places to see, not to mention gelato and fettuccine are two of my favorite things. So yeah,
You
it was
know,
a win all around.
the not to get too boring with that city, but the engineering that they have employed as far as like buoys and air systems and things like that underneath the city to keep it afloat is like,
Mhm.
if you're
Yeah.
ever bored, like
Yep.
seriously, it's the engineering on that is amazing. They're keeping the city, by the time it sinks, it probably will just be a floating city
Wouldn't that
Yeah.
be cool? Just an island city that traverses the globe.
with cool
Islands
canals.
in
That's
the
right.
stream.
Oh, hey, you guys, did you hear?
Islands
Like,
in the
Venice is
river.
gonna be here this summer. Like,
Right?
they're on tour. They're going on tour.
Yeah.
All right, let's do one more icebreaker, and then we'll get into like the sort of rapid fire tangents.
All right. 17.
17. If you could have any real life animal for a pet, what would it be?
Oh, some kind of big cat, like a
Yes.
tiger or a cougar or something like that, because big cats are amazing and fantastic. And just listening to them purr, like,
Oh.
Oh,
Engine.
Face.
yeah.
Face.
It's like,
So then, perfect world, any big cat.
Pretty much. Unless it's going to eat my face off, and then not so much.
Well, the question kind of implies that they're
I mean,
like your
yeah.
friend and there
Yeah.
would be no face eating.
it would be
I-
a good kitty.
One of my friends sent me a video on YouTube the other day, and it was like this giant lynx that was just lounging across somebody's lap, and I was like,
Lynx have the paws, like
Yeah.
the poof paws. I want
Yeah.
them to like kind of gently smush my face with their toe beans.
right?
Is that weird?
Are they still toe beans if they're like the size of your hand? Like,
I mean, beans come in different sizes. Like we used to
it's
grow
a really
like,
big bean.
Yeah, they're just really big beans.
Yeah.
Okay, so this time, you can roll you can roll any die and tell us, I guess, if you get a high or a low on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm going to roll
Take your pick.
percentiles.
High.
Prepared.
That is a low. That is a 33.
Okay.
So we start on the bottom.
The bottom of the list.
Go ahead, Steven.
Bottom working our way up.
Well, that would switch things up.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, actually,
Wait a minute. This was kind of a hard one. No.
so you're gonna let's just go from 2022.
Okay.
Sorry, everyone. Logistics of our list.
Name just one of the 7 dwarfs.
Dopey.
Yay! I like dopey.
me some dopey.
Would you want to live forever?
No.
Favorite beverage?
Seltzer water.
Flavored or unflavored?
Flavored, because unflavored is like the.
Yeah. I just thought maybe you were crazy. That was a litmus test to see if you passed, and you did. Because
Good. I'm super glad. I know a guy who whose kid always made fun of me for drinking it. She would call it aggressive water.
It is. I mean, it's sort of spicy. Spicy
Yeah.
water.
Yeah.
What is your biggest pet peeve?
Oh God, where do I start?
First that pops into your head. Just one. You only get one.
I
Well,
only get one.
unless
I'm gonna go with the one that most affected me today. It's people who don't listen when you very clearly explain something.
what?
Yeah.
No.
I didn't catch that.
Slap me. It's okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Infuriating, you know?
Yeah, no, you take that's the thing too, especially if they ask you the question and then you explain the whole thing because you're taking your time, and then they're like, "Sorry, what?" Like,
Wait, what?
Instant death.
Yeah, pretty much.
Really? Yeah. How many cups of coffee do you drink per day?
0.
Oh, tea?
On occasion, usually
Okay.
I'll drink tea. I like coffee. I actually really enjoy it. If I drink it too much consecutively throughout the week, I stop being able to sleep.
Ah.
So
Cool.
there you go. Fun
you
fact.
That I like it. I drink way too much coffee, and I'm pretty sure my adrenal gland is completely shot at this point, so I need it to live. If you had a band, what would the name be? We got
Luna's
one.
coloring book.
Right.
Aw,
Aw.
I would listen and/or color that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
What is your favorite carnival food?
Fried dough.
Fried
Mhm.
dough.
Mm-hmm.
So like an elephant ear kind of
Yeah.
cake. And
Yeah, I'll take a funnel cake if that's what's available, but they're made differently, so you know.
Oh, can you explain then? So fried dough is it? Do you
So
know what an
fried dough
elephant
is
ear-
like a flat, like a pizza dough that's literally just tossed in a deep fryer, and a funnel cake is basically like squirted in and just like
So
all
what
through the
you
fryer.
call fried dough, we call an elephant ear.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure we're on the same page. I will go in with you on an elephant ear / fried dough anytime. That
Oof.
is.
Amen.
Mhm.
You're on.
We got it. One of these days.
One of these days, man.
One of these days, I'm gonna hug you. That's all
Yes.
I want. I don't
I
wanna give you a
know.
goddamn hug. It's been years.
Getting out to the PNW is on my bucket list. So
Here, you got at least a couch.
Yeah.
So would you eat a day-old taquito from 7-Eleven?
No.
Probably wise.
Dark chocolate?
Also because there's like one 7-Eleven in my state. So
Really?
yeah. And it's an hour away.
Whoa.
I thought that they were everywhere on every corner, everywhere.
What if it were a Circle K taquito?
No.
No?
To be fair, I'm right there with you. I don't eat gas station food.
Yeah, no.
Fair enough. Dark chocolate or milk chocolate?
Milk chocolate.
Quick, say something cool.
Cool.
How would you rate your karaoke skills from a 1 to Mariah Carey?
Or whomever you, or whichever diva you
Amazing.
I would say, well, I guess it depends on how much I've had to drink that day.
Now, does your perception of your skills change with how much you drink, or do they actually change with how much you drink?
They actually get worse with how much I drink.
All right.
You don't realize it, or?
No, my perception probably gets better. My skills actually get worse. I don't like to toot my own horn because I know I'm not the best one out there, but I am a fairly decent singer. I used to take voice lessons and all that stuff. So, yeah. So I would say that I would be at least moderately decent at karaoke. So,
All right.
Fair enough.
So, yeah. That's exciting. One of these days, I've been trying to figure it out, and I don't think I'm gonna actually be able to figure it out. But doing karaoke on Twitch, which obviously copyright strikes and things make it almost impossible. But one of these days, I want to figure out a way to at least like record a bunch of us friends doing it, like doing karaoke, and then just put it non-monetized on YouTube or something.
right? That would be super fun.
I mean,
Just for funsies.
yeah.
But also,
I'd be
why
down.
not? Why? I don't like embarrassing myself unless it's for an audience. So, like, I need to be recorded. You guys are like, no.
No, it's true. I'm the same way.
It's like, well, I mean, yeah. Using an Elmo voice. Tell me how you like your coffee when you do drink it.
I don't think I can do an Elmo voice.
Just, the attempt will be entertaining, no matter what.
So I have to clarify. Are we talking iced coffee or hot coffee? Because I take it differently depending on which it is.
You know what? That would be your choice. Whichever sounds good, like right now, but wouldn't impair your sleeping.
Elmo takes coffee with sugar.
that was pretty good.
Not for hot
That was
coffee.
yeah. I was thinking it wasn't gonna sound anything like Elmo, but then it did. You did. That was good.
Thanks.
That was good.
Oh my gosh, I love that one. Who is your favorite Harry Potter character?
Luna Lovegood.
Well,
I mean, Obvi, right?
Obvi.
dude, I love Luna though.
Yeah.
She's so quirky and weird.
She
and
is.
Mhm.
She's just, and she's like so unassuming and just loves everybody. And I
Yeah.
like to think that I am relatively the same way. So
I could see it. I could see it. Can you see Nargles?
I haven't looked lately. There are not many around where I live. So
That's fair.
yeah.
I mean, yeah. I think they like more of a tropical climate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super Mario Brothers or Legends of Zelda?
Super Mario Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Would you trade in your pet for $1 million?
No. We were just talking about pets beforehand, and I love my pets. So one of my cats I've had since she was 6 weeks old, and she's going to be 16 this year. So
Oh my goodness.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. She's the
Aw.
one that was in my picture. She likes to come on stream with me sometimes, so she may make an appearance. But
My
she's
cat-
currently sleeping over there right now. So
My cat was
Wake her up.
almost
Tell her
20.
we need the views. Cats get views.
it's true. We actually, on Shared Experience, we had to create a cat emote because so many of us have cats that come on stream with us now that I surprise commissioned. We had an empty emote slot, and I surprise commissioned a cat emote for our streams.
Pretty
That's epic.
awesome.
Yeah.
Have you ever wanted to try LARPing or have LARPed?
I have not. It's not a widely done thing in this area, and I was very much a latecomer to like the nerd scene overall because I didn't get into like TTRPGs until my mid-20s. So but I absolutely would love to try it. I've done cosplay, so like we're getting there.
Yeah, that's like one step in. I mean,
Yeah.
all you have to do is just be in character at the same time. So you know, cosplay character. I guess LARPing would just mean you need to stand up while doing it. That's the only thing we're not doing, right?
Right, pretty much. Yeah.
All right.
What was your favorite childhood toy?
Well, I had a Care Bear cousin that I was pretty darn fond of.
Which one?
Oh gosh, what was its name? I can't remember its name, but it was the little like mint green sheep.
Oh, a Tenderheart.
Is that what it was?
I think so. Tenderheart or Tenderfoot or soft
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lion.
That's No, that was Braveheart. No, that's a different movie.
Oh my gosh, there's so many hearts here.
I know. Well, they're all
something
anyway.
heart.
Yeah, the little lamb. I remember the lamb. It was very cute. It had like the little kind of voice, and it was very
Yes.
cute.
Gentle Heart. I just looked it up.
Gentle. I was like, I knew it was something soft.
Gentle Heart. Aw.
Gentle Heart. Yeah.
Bees. Bees is in the audience. Hi, Bees. Okay. Are you scared of the dark?
No.
Who is your biggest celebrity crush?
Probably Chris Hemsworth because
Ooh.
Thor.
I mean,
Because Hammer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because Hammer.
because hammer. He's not the only one with a hammer, you guys.
Right.
That's weird. I'm just gonna move on. All right, actually, this is the very last question we're going to have for you for being on the show. Thank you so very much. Last question. Did you have fun?
I did have fun because shenanigans.
Shenanigans ensued. Okay, so before we go on to break and we say goodbye to Luna, tell us where people can find your beautiful fans.
Oh my gosh. So you can find me on Twitter, which is Twitter at GamerMomLuna. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, all on GamerMomLuna. And you can also find me. I am one of the co-founders and show hosts and everything on Shared Experience, twitch.tv/shared_experience. I'm the host of Tales from the Tavern on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. Pacific, and that is our roundtable, our super nerdy roundtable, where we talk about TTRPGs and all kinds of nerdy stuff. And then on Wednesday nights, I'm part of 50 Shades of Crimson, which is our Pathfinder first edition campaign. That's pick up from our previous channel, and then we carried it over. We just wrapped up our first season on our new channel, so we're taking a little bit of a hiatus. We'll be off for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then we'll be back.
Busy.
Yeah, so much stuff, and totally check out all the stuff. I blipped out there for a second, but totally check out Shared Experience.
She was busy checking out Shared Experience. I saw her.
It was. I was like, oh my gosh, what are they doing over there? Actually, I do that periodically and frequently because there's always something fun going on over there. And it's just an amazing group of people. So do yourself a favor and familiarize yourself with those people. Great community.
It's a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And we share a cast member between our channels. So
that's right. TT Benjamin, who is in
Benjamin, yes. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Who's fabulous too. So thank you, Luna, for coming on the show. And we are gonna go ahead and go to our break. So we'll see you in about 10 minutes, everybody, and we'll have McSherrie on the show and we'll get to asking questions.
Yes. And welcome back to Roll Charisma.
Yes.
You guys, we have an amazing guest with us. I'm so excited. We had her. She was amazing enough to do a crash course run with us before we ever aired the show. She is amazing in the chat as our moderator. She is killing it over on Sparrows. May I introduce the one and only and fabulous as hell, McSherrie. Welcome to the show.
Hello. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Happy to be here.
Happy to
Thank
have
you
you.
for being on. And yeah, I mean, we're taking you from behind the curtain on our side, but now you're a right proper star anyway, because you're like Steven said, kicking ass and sparrows and booping noses, booping snoots.
All the snoots.
All
exactly.
the snoots.
As you
Every
must.
snoot. I mean,
The
yeah.
snoot, the power of the snoot compels you. I can see it.
It really does, and it distresses B as a character and me personally that she has not yet gotten to boop Amos's snoot. I'm just saying. I'm putting that out there.
One day, maybe.
For no reason in particular.
Exactly.
It's going out there, not talking to anyone in
Oh,
particular.
no. Hi, Jackal. I mean,
Okay, well, I'm pretty sure you know how this goes.
I have an idea.
Yeah, I got a little scotch of an idea.
Scotch.
Inkling.
Do you want to
Question
roll?
is, yeah. Your die or our die?
Oh, no. The fact that your dye matches your hair, Steven, means we must use it. Yeah.
Wow, it actually really.
Yeah,
It does.
with a sparkle, sure. Yeah.
I just happened to pull it out of the tray. Hey, let's go. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay. Ooh, number 3. Favorite Disney princess.
Ah,
No, flip the thing.
Did I what? Oh wait, I'm in the lightning round.
That's the lightning round, honey.
He's in the
I
sinister-
mean, I could answer that one too, but
You will later.
You will, yeah.
okay, let's go. I'll hold that answer. That
So,
just means that the audience has to stick around
that's it.
so that they hear the answer.
You got
You
it.
have to know.
We're teasing them.
So, if aliens landed upon the Earth tomorrow and offered to take you home with them, would you go, and why?
I don't think I would, because I would miss the people and places and animals of my life far too much. But I would be sorely tempted because I love space.
Mhm.
What if you could take whom
Just
you
take
wanted?
everything.
Like,
I mean, are you guys ready to go? Because let's go today.
Yes.
I mean, I am.
You-
Yeah.
Yes.
There we go. Let's go.
I don't have any
Yeah.
tattoos indicating, but
Let's go.
just got my home state. I don't know.
Alright.
All right. Another one. I'm gonna roll. We got an 18. Ooh, I liked this one. This was a new Steven question. You are a mad scientist. Money and ethics are not an issue for you. What are you creating?
Mm.
Ooh. That's a good one.
Yeah, I like that.
My knee-jerk reaction is giant cats, and only partially because I just listened to Luna talk about big cats.
That's fair.
Fair.
But
Like robo
upsizing. I was thinking upsizing house cats.
Oh,
like-
yeah.
You-
Okay.
You know, you a little dropper, and you drop it on their head, and
Yeah. I mean, that
and
would
then
make
a drop
you
reverse too. But yeah,
It's like the drink me potion. In the-
exactly.
I
Then
love
you
it.
have the giant cat, and you can use it as a couch. Just kind of snuggle in there, and yeah.
and it vibrates. So you're like,
The fur.
yeah, I love it. And I like the idea of making them smaller because then it's like, okay, I'll just take you with me, boop, and then you just put
Yep.
them in your purse, and they can.
Exactly, and you go to work, and you just you pull your cat out, and it runs around on your desk, and everything's fine.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, that'd be amazing.
You have too small of a space. I mean, you're saving some people who you're giving options to folks who may not think they have enough room to keep a cat in their apartment. But if you only have a 1-inch cat,
Yeah, honestly.
Plenty of room. Exactly.
Can you
Exactly.
imagine a cat in a habit trail? It would be the most adorable thing ever. Running in the wheel and doing all the things. Oh.
Yes. Yes.
I love it. I'm down. I want a mini/giant kitty making formula potion. Is what we're talking about. I'm assuming.
I'll get it started. I mean, not a problem.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, you're lucky tonight. You just got another one of the brand new questions.
Ooh.
So, you can hack into any person's computer in the world, but only once. Whose system are you breaching?
That's a tough one. My knee-jerk reaction is George R.R. Martin because I know he's got the last book in there, and I want it.
Yes.
I want it. Give it
That
to
is
me
the
now,
good for
George.
all. Yes.
Don't make me go down
Please.
his house. Don't make
Please.
me.
And call HBO and make them redeem themselves. Thanks.
Exactly. Make this better.
That's good. I haven't even thought of that. My first thought was like, oh well, I think I'd hack into like the like federal student loan, database and get rid of all of that.
To just delete all student loans. I mean, I'm down for that. I still have some slight hope that the government will actually do that. Please help us.
Admire your optimism.
I'm trying really hard.
I know, it's beautiful. It's a conscious effort. Got it. Okay, so well, that's 3. Do we want to do another icebreaker, or we want to run down these lightning round? You know what, McSherrie, why don't you tell us, since you're the veteran here? And
Let's do one more icebreaker. I'm loving actually being able to dig into them like this.
One more time.
Get it.
Time
Get
to
Steven.
celebrate. Ooh,
Yours.
okay.
No, wait, it's mine. Never mind. Psych.
Okay.
Oh no! You get the poopy question because you critically failed.
Bum,
Poopy.
bum.
So, this is the embarrassing question, but I am curious to know because I know you're an honest woman. You're in a public restroom. You just went number 2. Then you realized your stall has no toilet paper. What do you do?
I mean, is there somebody in the stall next to me?
There is only one stall.
Oh.
Oh, shady.
I got thrown.
Being the case,
French,
then there are paper towels and they are getting used.
That's fair. Screw the plumbing at that point. It can take.
I can toss them into the trash can, because in the women's bathroom there's always the little trash can. Exactly. They could go in there. I'll put a clean one on top to make sure nobody has to dig in and get anything nasty.
Very considerate.
You bring up a valid point. If you all have individual trash cans, is that why women's bathrooms are always so much cleaner? Because guys would literally just leave a pyramid of poop paper on the floor and not think twice.
I mean, that's part of it, but also...
I mean, it's a small one. It's just those little, like, a tiny little one for, like, feminine trash.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
But if you gotta use it, I mean, I'd use it.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's there.
I mean, like, if you're, I mean, most of the time, if you're in the bathroom, like, you blow in your nose or something, you can put it in the toilet, but,
this
like...
has been the most educational episode for me yet, you guys.
You're welcome.
I'm so glad we could answer your questions, Steven.
Yeah. We could have another show concept idea here, like,
right?
Like
educate the gay man. Cool.
Like real questions, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Gay man asks women questions. What's your bathroom like?
Right,
Okay.
right.
It's like, well, are you talking about our bathrooms, which are generally nice, or are you talking about like female sports bathrooms, which are apparently terrible?
Terrible.
Ooh.
And then you go to the gay bars and figure out that the women's bathroom is for hookups, so you always go to the guys' bathroom. Always.
Yeah. So all I'm seeing in here is Ty going ew and gross in chat. So maybe
basically.
Jags. Wow.
Or is he saying that about bees?
Oh, okay. That's better.
Damn.
All right. Okay, well let's start into the lightning round then, which, as you know, it doesn't have to be quick because we can tangent, because it's our show and we're tangent people, and that's what we do.
Exactly.
Damn it. All right, Steven, you know what? Why don't you hit her with number 1?
My darling, do you cover your eyes during the scary part of a movie?
Oh, goodness, no. If I did that, what would be the point of watching the movie?
Right. Those are the parts to pry them
That's
open.
Exactly.
Yeah, he looks like this. I'm covering my eyes.
Yeah.
Invisibility or super strength?
That's a tough one. I would have to go invisibility.
Fair enough.
I love strength, and I love the idea of just randomly, walking up and picking up cars and moving them out of my way and things like that. But think of the possibilities with invisibility. And I'm not even talking the dirty ones. Like, you could go watch movies, you could sneak in and watch games, you could totally cheat at poker. There's all kinds of stuff.
You could
It's
record
limitless.
politicians in their back alley deals without them knowing.
Ooh.
Ty wasn't squeaky, but he talked about recording politicians in back back alley deals. Absolutely. All of the things.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not above going, you know what? I think that poop over there is talking shit about me. What you saying? You know, like
Exactly.
I'm not proud.
Over there.
Well, I'm like kept thinking of words and I'm like, oh, these are like stupid words.
Fair enough.
So we
All
just
right.
went back to poop. I mean, you know.
Right?
That's it. So
The
thank
big-
you,
Question.
everyone, for hanging in there. Yes, tuned in to finally hear the answer. McSherrie, who on earth is your favorite Disney princess?
Straight up Moana,
Moana.
because she is a badass, strong, independent woman,
Mm-hmm.
followed up by Merida.
Okay.
For the
also a
exact
badass.
same
Okay.
reason.
Yeah.
Had to
Neither
add a
of
new one
them
to my
need a
list.
man.
Yes. I had to add Raya. Have we seen this yet? Because
Have not seen it yet, but I need to.
Highly
need to.
suggest.
you need to, but
Um,
have Kleenex. Okay, my camera is being
Stop slapping us in the face.
You
I'm
just
so
need to
violent, you
boop.
guys.
Just
Yeah.
a very simple boop.
Just give it a.
You boop it. Oh, I really wanted it to work perfectly. Oh, there it
It
goes.
worked.
It was a delayed boop.
It was boop in the snoot. I get it.
I tell you.
It makes sense now.
Dawn or dusk?
Dusk.
From dusk till dawn. Oh, I love that movie.
I want to be a little more intense.
Yeah. What children's movie could you watch over and over again?
Oh goodness, there's so many of them. I actually love kids movies. You can't see it now, but I have an unreal number of DVDs here. I'm gonna go with Harry Potter, any of them. I can just
Fair.
sit and watch them over and over on a loop.
Bravo.
Imagining a world where I'm still waiting for my letter. You know, so it
I
got
know.
lost.
Someday,
Yeah.
someday.
All of our letters owls are hanging out, getting drunk in a bar somewhere. We're like,
They are,
"Hey,
and eventually we will find that bar and get our letters, and we will all go together.
I'm
I
ready.
like it. I'm down. Let's do it."
I'm ready.
Oh, wait. Favorite junk food?
Swedish fish.
Yum.
Ah,
Favorite childhood TV show?
like
I
from
have-
when you were a child.
Like from when I was a child, so I'm
Yeah.
digging deep. I'm digging deep. So when I was a kid, my favorite show was 3-2-1 Contact.
Huh.
So
I'm not sure
you
I'm
know,
familiar.
I don't know if I know that. Yeah.
old school. It was kind of like a cross between Sesame Street and Bill Nye. They did a lot of experiments and cool stuff. And at the end of almost every episode, they had a mystery called the Bloodhound Gang, which made it very confusing when the band came out.
I was like, is the roof on fire? What's going on?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where he actually got the name for the band.
They're all just drunk. They're all just dressed in
Oh.
monkey suits.
Exactly.
Right. So,
Oh my God, that's great.
I'm gonna have to look at that because I feel like I missed out.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
What is your favorite season?
I'm a spring girl.
Hmm.
Like, I love that I start to get sun again, which in the Pacific Northwest is a huge deal, which is why I do not have my curtain on and you can see all of this beautiful sunlight coming in right now because I need to absorb as much as possible.
Right. You gotta get. I was gonna say get the D where you can get it.
I mean,
You know what? I'm gonna stick with that. I'm gonna stick with it. Yep.
I mean, if you want to go to another note, I just got railed with the D because I was severely deficient on it, and now I have to take one pill a week because that's how strong it is, and it's pharmaceutical. I mean, if anybody got the D, that's like as hard of the D as you can get.
That's
I
a
mean,
pretty.
that's
yeah.
a lot of D.
That's
so much better.
pharmaceutical grade D.
I'm telling you. And I was like, what is wrong? But now I'm zinging. So hey,
It works, man.
yeah. Who would have thought?
What was your last Halloween costume?
Probably Harley Quinn.
Oh,
Yes.
I want to see that.
I expect pictures. Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
They are on my Facebook, so you know, you
Oh.
guys can go Facebook stalk me
I'll
later.
stalk you. I will
Yeah.
stalk
Will
you.
do. Actually, I might have seen them because I'm pretty sure I fairly thoroughly Facebook stalked you when you became my friend on Facebook.
They're in there, so you probably have. But yeah, they were a while back.
Fair enough.
Uh,
Cake or pie?
Pie.
Pie.
One.
Favorite
I am feeling the need for a pecan pie right now, more than I can tell you.
I make these little mini pecan pies because I have to make everything like gluten free, so it's easier to deal with a pie crust and make it taste good if it's small. But every time I make them, I make like 24 of them, and I eat 3/4 of them.
They're
I mean-
delicious.
Fair. I am going to come down and get some because yum. And secondly, have you considered making the crust out of pecans? Do a pecan flour.
Whoa. I'm gonna have to do that. No, usually I use like this, like I squish down a gluten-free puff pastry.
Which also works.
Yeah. So it, it's all good, but that's a nutty idea. Oh, favorite breakfast cereal?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch, 1000%. Lucky Charms,
Yum.
close second.
With or
That's
without
fair.
shrimp tails.
I was gonna ask the same question.
I prefer no shrimp tails. I'm not really a shrimp fan, but I can eat around them. It's cool.
I think Steven has not heard of this meme because he's making.
I don't want to.
You don't want to. Moving
Yeah.
right along.
No, I'm good. Do you prefer to play tank, DPS, or the heals?
I actually prefer tank, which is making B really interesting.
Fair enough. Yes.
As a child
Yeah.
that you are.
Exactly.
The snoot and death.
I mean, depending
know.
on how you build, B could become the tank.
I mean, can you like just walk around and say like when you become the tank, just say like boop or death? You know, like
I mean, I could.
I have a choice, boop or death, and then you can
And then
choose.
boop.
Right.
Exactly.
I mean, maybe that's a way to get Amos to let you boop his snoot. Like he can choose
Ooh.
death or boop.
Or boop.
Or,
Yeah.
options. I just realized that. I'm excited. Let's go to the next question.
Do you believe in fate?
No, I think we engineer our own fate, and we can bring good things that way.
Yeah.
Agreed. What song on the radio do you sing along to every damn time it comes on?
Every damn time. There are quite a few of them. Uma Thurman, by Fall Out Boy, is a huge one of them.
That's because
Exactly.
it has the Munsters theme in it.
Exactly.
The Munsters
love
theme.
I love it so much.
Yes.
Oh my
Good
gosh.
call. Now
Yeah.
it's stuck in my head.
Oh my gosh, I love your face.
I hope I stayed under 5 seconds of acapella singing that though. It's like copyright strike.
I think you were
5-minute
good because
timer.
I was talking over you.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. Thank
we're
you. I
good.
appreciate it. Have you ever worn socks with sandals?
Again, I live in the Pacific Northwest, so not only am I soaking in the sun now as I can, but yes, because oftentimes it is
Obligatory.
cold and wet on the way to the mailbox.
That's fair. Steven, we can't hear you.
All I was saying is I don't envy your side of the mountains. So,
I mean, fair.
if Voldemort offered you a hug, would you accept it from the dude?
1000%. If
Okay.
anybody needs hugs, it's Voldemort. Come on.
That's
Yeah.
Come
fair.
on.
A
Yeah.
little tink tink just needs a squeeze.
Exactly.
Maybe, if he was hugged enough, it would have been okay. Actually, we go into his childhood in Harry Potter, and it was
There were
rough
no
and
hugs.
lacking hugs. Yeah,
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
absolutely.
Aw.
Poor Voldemort.
I mean, his
Yeah.
nose didn't even want to hug him anymore.
Right?
Oh,
It's just
it's bad
bad.
when your nose leaves you.
Yeah, like, that's
Now, was
bad.
that it didn't want to hug him, or was that it was escaping from the possibility of being booped?
Oh my
Valid
god.
point.
What would B do if she met Voldemort?
She would be very sad.
Like,
But
She
she would probably
slipped.
offer him a hug.
that's fair. Like, because you cannot boop the second option.
Exactly.
Fair. All right.
What about
Is double dipping at a party ever acceptable?
At a party, no. In-house, I mean, I will occasionally reach over and double dip into nacho cheese with Doyle.
that?
But
sure.
honestly, we're sharing
guys
drinks
already-
anyway, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You already get kissy and stuff.
exactly.
Pop and spit. Who cares if it's in nacho cheese or not?
Yeah.
How long would you survive in a zombie apocalypse?
I feel like you'd
Ooh.
be a while.
Mhm.
I think I'd be okay. I took several martial arts when I was younger, so I've got a fairly good hit. I also lived in Texas for
Oh, then you're
ungodly
fine.
number of years,
Yeah,
so
you're
I can shoot. And here's a fun fact that you do not know about me yet, but when I was in junior high and high school, I used to do historic reenactments. So I can build a fire, I can cook on said fire. We're good. I got you.
Gwen's on my team in Apocalypse Land.
Oh yeah.
One thing I'd like to bring to a deserted island, McSherrie.
I mean, fair.
Let's go.
What do your favorite pajamas look like, or loungewear? Because a lot of people that play TTRPGs, by the way, do not sleep in pajamas. We have learned this from this show.
I mean, and that's fair because 100%. My favorite loungewear, I've got this wonderful pair of snow leopard colored fluffy lounge pants and just a nice gray shirt that kind of blends in with it. So it's almost color coordinated and just so comfy.
I feel comfortable just hearing about it. Like the fuzz, the comfort is real.
The comfort is real. We're back. My darling, the
Yeah.
question, the final question. Did you have fun on the show?
I had a blast on the show.
Ah.
I always have fun with you guys, and being able to actually let everybody else see how much fun we have.
Yes.
That's true. Like, this is all of our chats and Discord.
Yeah, basically.
That's true.
This is what we do.
This is how we roll. This is our community. We're all hanging out. We're all a bunch of lovable weirdos. You know?
Freaks, and I love us. Mhm.
Yeah.
Let that
One
flag
of
fly.
us. One of us. Yeah, so thank you for joining us. Gwen, why don't you, before we let you go, tell us where we can find your amazingness?
Well, you can always find me in the chat. Let me make
Always.
that clear. You can find me on Discord. I have a blast with you guys there. You can also find me on Fridays right here, Roll for Chaos, as B in Sparrows.
Yes, and it's a fantastic show, and
So
I'm
good.
sure we'll see you more as we rope you into more and more things.
How exciting.
I know. Yeah, so thanks everybody for joining us, chat. You guys are the reason that we're here. Otherwise we could just be chatting, but we appreciate you coming and watching and getting to know us. And if you have anyone that you would like to nominate for the hot seat, groups or whatever, I mean, you can request anyone. It might be a little difficult for us to get someone like Mark Hamill, but I'll try. Just
do it.
saying, Mark Hamill, if you ever want to join us nerds, you're welcome here.
Join us, nerds.
Under the caveat that you do your Joker voice once for me, and I will feel like a little girl, and that's fine. Anyway, where was I? Oh, right, we're letting you guys go. Thank you for joining, and everybody have a good night, and we will see you next week where we have the LP, too many acronyms, ERP, RPGs with ERP, the guys that are amazing, and they're coming, and I cannot do the acronym thing, but they are fantastic. They're hilarious. They played the 119 one-shot, Aether and Steamers with Ty, and it was a hoot, and we're all very excited to have them on board, and I'm not exactly sure how we're going to format everything. I think we're just going to Brady bunch them on, so see us try to figure that out, which should be entertaining as well. Watch us struggle. That's what we can do for you.
Entertainment.
All right, everybody. We love you. Thank you so much for being awesome. And we'll see you next week.
Good night, everybody.